A Quiet Place. This movie stars, written and directed all by John Krasinski, yes, Jim from The Office. It also stars his wife in real life, Emily Blunt, as well as a couple of young stars, and it follows the story of a family that lives in a world where these monsters attack by noise and can only hear and not see, and you follow these people as they have to live quietly in their house, living in fear of these things attacking them. Now, this movie I was very interested in from the get-go because I'm a huge fan of the show The Office. Recently finished it, recently got into it, and I'm pumped. Huge John Krasinski fan. I actually own 13 Hours. I still have to watch it though, but I heard he was great in that, and he kind of is, you know, trying to outplay himself as Jim, which I love because I love Jim, but I would love to see John Krasinski do other stuff as well. I'm a big fan of Emily Blunt. I think she's very talented. Now, going into this movie, it kind of got a similar feel as Get Out, because Get Out was this big movie, this big thriller horror thing that we're going into. Jordan Peele was directing it. And obviously, we're flipping to the same kind of thing. Now we've got John Krasinski. My pick for next year, Matthew Perry, lock it in. No, but this movie is a thriller horror, and it's something we haven't seen before, because in past, a lot of times when you get thriller horrors, they're ghost movies. They're just crappy jump scare ghost movies, and this movie is trying to be more than that, and that's why I was excited going into this movie of what we can expect, and it lived up to everything that I predicted it to be. This movie, from start to finish, is just directed so well. I mean, when you put someone that hasn't really had much experience behind the camera but directing a movie or TV before, you know you can get a bit shaky and you know you're not going to have high expectations. But John Krasinski was phenomenal directing this movie, purely showing you what the characters are experiencing before you can actually see what they're looking at was a phenomenal add to this movie. Whenever something happened, you see these actors and these actresses and they show their faces, and you see the characters and they're scared, they're looking off to the distance, they're going, and then you're like, wait, what are they looking at? What's happening? And then John Krasinski shows you that later on, and that's what I liked. You get a bit of anticipation, a bit of, you know, temptation to know what the hell it is, and you're like, what's happening? And then obviously it's not like a 30-second thing where you're going to wait, but just for that 1 or 2 seconds where you're like, wait, what is it? And then they show you, it creates suspense, and that was a fantastic thing. Another movie that this does phenomenally is the silent aspect of the film. This movie is a predominantly silent film. I mean, yes, there is little parts, they use a lot of sign language you have to read. There is a little bit of speaking where they get really underground, or if they go, at one stage they go from near a waterfall and they realize they can speak because the waterfall drowns the sound out and the monsters cannot hear them. And, you know, they're going, they can, and you're like, and you have to read, and I like that aspect because a lot of movies, you don't get subtitles. A lot of people, they're foreign movies and people don't want to watch them. I loved watching this movie, and I love the subtitle aspect. Didn't anger me in the slightest, and even when they spoke, I was like, do they have to speak? I was liking this, you know, silent aspect of the movie. And in that, saying that bit, even the cinema was quiet. Just watching this, and usually in horror movies, usually in thriller movies, people just shit their pants and go, oh my god, oh fuck, holy shit, oh god, David, oh, how did he not jump? And you get that shit all the time. But this is not that. People were like they didn't even want to go to their popcorn, like, and they're like trying to be as quiet as possible, getting immersed in the film, and it created a sense of silence in the film with people watching it, which I thought was phenomenal. The story, the idea, the concept is just a great concept. You get like a monster alien kind of thing, and it creates a horror genre of that sort, but it's a thriller because you get to see these people, you know, going through that life and what would it be like if that actually happened. Yes, tiny bit of flaws is some of the, not the plot as an idea, but a few of the short aspects of the film, like why did they do that or why is that happening, can be, I think, a bit underwhelming and questionable. And even the ending, I think could have had a stronger ending. I didn't mind it, but I feel like they could have done something different with it. But they are small aspects of a very, very whole, well done film. This movie is, you know, taking a genre that's been done 100,000 times before and doing something new with it. Not only just adding the great direction and silent aspect, but making you scared not just of jump scares and not just of ghosts, but of actual things you go, holy shit, imagine this would, if this happened to me. And that was a big thing for John Krasinski. I've watched plenty of interviews in this movie because, you know, I'm a big fan of John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as, you know, as people, and I like watching their interviews. And he said this isn't just a movie, you know, try to scare you. He sees it as a love letter to, your family and to your kids, and what would you do for your family, what would you do for your kids if this situation happened to you. And I like that aspect. You get a bit of sadness to it. It's not just making you scared, it's kind of making you sad and cry at the same time for these characters and what's happening to them. And I think that's an aspect that we don't see much in horror films. You kind of go, oh, there's a cool jump scare, alright, that got me, yeah, well done. Or you go, that was a cheap jump scare. You don't get a great story. Sometimes you get a great story, but you don't get great direction. You don't get a cool silent aspect. You don't get a care factor. This movie did a lot of things right, a hell of a lot of things right. Again, a couple of things in the story they could have, I think, changed. And even my uncle that I saw it with, my dad loved it. My uncle was like, oh yeah, it was alright. He's like, I didn't like this, this, and this. And I was like, yeah, but you can't ignore these, this, and this. And he's like, yeah, so, you have to respect the movie of how good it's made and how different and rejuvenise the horror genre it really does, because it's such a good thing. I think the only things you can really find is parts in the story that you don't like. Other than that, the acting is phenomenal as well. Put that in there. Great chemistry between Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. The kid actors were phenomenal. I think even when you weren't much to like them, or you're like, oh, she was annoying, because of her acting and because of the direction and the way they wanted you, they didn't want you to like her or him at that specific moment. I think it just worked immensely well. I think this is a really, really, really good film. I definitely recommend it. It's not terrifying, it doesn't make you shit your pants or anything like that, but it's more than just a horror movie. It's more of a thriller, it's more of a great story, great direction, suspenseful, caring movie. And I could talk about this movie for days because I love John Krasinski. I love what he did with this film. I love everything they did with this film. I think, it's going to always get compared to Get Out. And I feel like I could watch this more than I watched Get Out, and I did really like Get Out as well. And I think this one's probably has a bit more rewatchability factor. I just love this movie a hell of a lot. I'm giving this movie a B+. Okay guys, thank you for watching my review of A Quiet Place. A bit of a late one. I didn't realise how quickly it's going to be released, and I was like, shit, better check this out. Loved it. I mean, with that thinking in the story, this could have been, a close to flawless movie, and it's definitely one of the best thrillers in recent years by far. It definitely gets compared to Get Out, as I said before, and it's going to, and I think it deserves to get compared to Get Out because both those movies were phenomenal. I definitely recommend you checking this one out if you haven't already, and if you have, let me know what you thought of it, what you thought of the review. You can like, you can subscribe if you haven't seen me already. I do Blu-ray videos, reviews, plenty of stuff. Check me out. I got a Marvel ranking video coming out soon, and something special I'm working on at the moment as well. Maybe to do something with Marvel. We'll see what happens there, guys. Thank you guys for watching, but of course, have a good one.